Hey guys, Jay Hoyt here. Before we get into today's video, we tell you guys every single video that the vast majority of you guys are not even subscribed. So make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload, and don't forget, you can always change your mind later. What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to Call of Duty Vanguard. We are once again here on Das House. We've attempted to play some other maps, but it's just not really been the greatest of times so far. But we are back here with our final and first preseason power rankings. And, we had a very interesting kickoff event, right? We went over that. But now it's time for power rankings, right? With the first week of the league online matches this weekend, who's gonna come out on top? Who's gonna show anything this weekend? Well, power rankings a little bit different than how the results looked at the first event, that's for sure. Now, before I get into the power rankings, there's one thing that came out yesterday from CDL Intel, or Intel Call of Duty on Twitter. You'll see it on your screen here now. Locations for teams/players during online matches. So they all have to be at the same facility, I believe. So if it's Optic, they're playing in Texas, in Frisco, I would assume at the Hex quarters, right? Where they have a whole setup there, 4 monitors next to each other. I would assume that's where they would be playing, right? FaZe, I think they have a facility as well, or maybe with the Optic, they might be at the Dallas or the NV Dallas, studios, but most likely the Hex quarters. But you can see down here, Atlanta's playing in Atlanta, Minnesota's playing in Minnesota, LA Thieves are playing in LA, Toronto's playing in Toronto, Florida's playing in Florida, Boston's playing in Boston, and here's where it gets interesting. The LA Guerrillas playing in Texas, the New York Subliners in Texas, the Seattle Surge in Texas, the London Royal Ravens in North Carolina, which is going to be interesting, and then the Paris Legion, no one knows because no one really cares about them either. So this is interesting. 7 of the 12 teams playing from their home market, but you also have, 4 teams playing from Texas, which is going to be crazy for online matches. So let's just start with the top of the table here. Atlanta FaZe, of course, our defending world champs. They didn't really have the greatest performance at the Kickoff Classic. They faced a newly upcoming honeymooned Seattle Surge. So who knows what we're gonna get out of Seattle the rest of the year. But for now, Atlanta on the back foot so far, but they got to go in as number 1. They were undisputed last year, the best team in the game all year long, with the exception of maybe one or two events where they were upset, or they didn't look the best, or they had an off event or game or match or whatever, but they still look really dominant. Obviously, Simp, Abizi, Selim, and Arcides know what it takes to get the dub, as they did pretty much all last year. Our second team is the second best team from last year as well, the Toronto Ultra. Also, these guys won the Kickoff Classic, so gotta put them up there. No, we didn't really know exactly what to expect from these guys because we haven't really seen them too much in scrims or matches or anything, because they've been playing in Europe. They come over, they get here for the Kickoff Classic, and they show why they're still a top team. They show why they're still, very dominant players. And we're going to obviously expect a lot out of them. Our next team, Optic Texas. We got to put these guys up there. They, again, didn't have the greatest performance at the Kickoff Classic, but still, this team newly improved. They're changing stuff. They have a coaching staff now. I definitely think this team will get back on track really soon. Scump, Shotzi, Illy, Dashi. I didn't mention Toronto, of course. Bance, Kleenex, Cammy, Insight. To the first roster stayed exactly the same. Obviously, Optic with the merge. Fourth team, LA Thieves, right? This team actually looked pretty good. Envoy, Draza, Kenny, and Octane. These guys looked good. I mean, they beat Optic Texas for sure. I don't really know what to expect from them going forward. We had these guys kind of middle of the pack, but they kind of showed up and put up a pretty good performance from them. Our next team, and then it was his 5th place here, the Seattle Surge. This team actually impressed. They went to the grand finals. You know, the 2 new guys, Sib and Pred, both showed why they're 2 of the best young players in the game. And I'm very excited to see what these guys can do this year versus every team that isn't named Optic. Our next team, our newest team as well, the Boston Breach, Nero, TJ Haley, Capsule, and Methods. You know, I didn't really think this team was going to do much of anything, but they showed up at the Kickoff Classic and actually performed pretty well despite losing in the Game 5 versus our next team, the New York Subliners, in, I think this would be 6th or 7th. What is this? Atlanta, Toronto, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be in 7th, the New York Subliners, Hydra, Neptune, Crim6, and Clayster. You know, this team did pretty well. You know, we expected, you know, 2 of the best young players in the game as well. You know, as well as 2 of the best players of all time to do pretty well. So, who knows what we're going to get out of these guys, right? It's hard to put these guys in power rankings when we haven't really seen too much of them so far this year. And, you know, we're just kind of basing all off, you know, Kickoff Classic plus what, you know, we expect from them later on in the year. On to our next team, the LA Guerrillas. We have Hook, Asim, Gunless, and Slasher. A team that looks good on paper, but they didn't really have much to show in, you know, in the event. So who knows what we're gonna get from them. Minnesota Rokkr is our next team, entering the bottom 4. Yeah, bottom 4. We have Standy Attached, Priesta, and Major Maniac, another team that did not make any changes going this year. I mean, what, did they even make it past the 2nd round? I don't think so. So who knows what we're going to get from these guys, but just given that a lot of these other teams showed more than this team, we're going to have to drop these guys down really low, obviously. And once we get in these matches and after stage 1, we'll have a little bit better idea of where some of these teams are going to, you know, kind of fall in these power rankings and in, you know, the league itself. London Royal Ravens are in 10th. Afro, Nasty, Gizmo, and Zero. Again, 3 kind of unknown players. Not unknown. Afro was here last year. Zero's been around forever. But the middle 2 there, Nasty and Gizmo. Not really exactly sure what to expect from these guys. You know, we'll have to obviously wait and see. I hate to keep saying that, but, you know, we have to wait and see. Florida Mutineers. I don't know why I put video, but it's supposed to be Vivid, Awakening, Dave, Patty, and Skies. I don't know. Another team that, you know, took 2 players out, put 2 players in, and almost got worse from what they were last year. So I'm not exactly sure, you know, what to exactly say about these guys in 11th. But the 12th place team, no question about it, the Paris Legion. John, Decimate, Temp, and Fellow. Again, I feel like there's a lot better players that these guys could have picked up. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I hate to keep saying we'll wait and see, we'll wait and see, we'll wait and see, but a lot of these teams, we didn't see too much from in the Kickoff Classic, and especially with almost all the teams not streaming scrims right now. You know, maybe they'll change that going forward, but, you know, for now, we're not really seeing scrims. We're not really hearing how these teams are doing. We're not really seeing too much of them unless they jump on afterwards and talk about it. You know, we went this in map count, or we played this team or that team. You know, we don't really know exactly what to put these teams at just yet. Of course, we'll have to wait until the LAN league, or not the LAN league, but until the league actually starts. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you never miss an upload, and don't forget, you can always change your mind later. But all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.